Hello, everybody. Michelle Lim here. Big surprise, I guess. I haven't done anything for a really long time, but I wanted to make a video and just update you guys on what I've been up to and hope that you all are doing well and check in on all of you as well. So I really appreciate those of you who've reached out to me to check if I'm still alive. I am still alive. Thank you for asking. And I think I've just been, I don't know, just trying to live through the last year or 2 years. I remember I did my last video like 2 years ago. I was checking to see, my YouTube stats, and yeah, the last video I made was probably like October 2019. I don't know. Anyway, or maybe 2020. So it's been like a year, and even that was a year after doing like actual stuff. So it's been like a long time. But yeah, I just haven't written anything for a really long time, but I've gotten back into it, which I'm very excited to announce. I have a gig that I'm going to be pasting at the end of this short intro, and I've gotten back into comedy. I've done some improv classes. I'm going to be continuing doing improv. I signed up for a musical improv class, which is starting soon, and hopefully we'll do an hip hop improv class as well. And I've been going to a stand-up comedy writing course as well, which I started like 2 weeks ago. So I'm really excited to share some of the learnings that I'm going to take from that course as well. And yeah, so I wanted to give a shout out to my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I hope that I can provide you all with some new content very soon. So shout out to Shabil, Jai, Anne, Karen, Musical Connect, and Zanchan. I really appreciate all of you folks subscribing. So I wanted to give a little update on the gig that I did, and I guess my headspace for the last year, I suppose. So as you all know, we've been in and out of lockdowns and just trying to be very safe with COVID, not going out too much and not going to indoor, areas, so like bars and restaurants and things like that for a really long time. So I felt like my comedy definitely suffered, because a lot of the times when I'm writing my comedy, I get it from interacting and having those social experiences and social interactions. I know that a lot of the stuff that I would, get inspiration from was traveling or going out with my friends or going to like fancy restaurants or like new places where things are kind of weird, and I would just observe things and note them down. And without any of that inspiration, it was very hard for me to write anything. Which is why I wanted to take this writing course, which I'm doing now, because I really want to get into the habit of writing regularly and writing based on just everyday things that I could notice, even if it's not a big event. So it doesn't have to be me traveling the world or me going to the newest, craziest restaurant or something like that. I want to be able to make comedy from stuff that I'm experiencing in my everyday life and just get better at writing regularly. So when I was, living through last year, I did write a couple of things, or I was thinking about jokes. I'm always thinking about, oh, this would be funny, And so I wrote some stuff down, but I just really didn't like it. I just felt like, ugh, this isn't even funny. Like, why am I even writing this? Why am I even writing this stuff? Like, am I even a comedian, since I haven't done comedy for nearly 2 years or over 2 years? So I just wanted to make this video to say, if you are feeling like that and feeling like you're a bit stuck in the rut, don't despair, like, you're still a comedian even if you haven't done anything for 2 years, but I would recommend that you just try. And like, even if you're writing stuff and it's not the best stuff that you've ever written, at least you're practicing and you're like, flexing that muscle, because it is something that you need to just keep working on. And I even now, like, I've just started writing again, and every week we have an assignment. So last week's assignment was school, this week the assignment is food, and even now I've come up with, like 2 jokes that I wouldn't have thought of before if I wasn't doing this writing assignment. So even if you think that there's nothing to write about because nothing is happening in your life, maybe just spend 20 minutes or a day, or if that's too much, like start with 5 or 10 minutes. Just think of like one random word, like food, school, I don't know, like grocery shopping, and just see what you can come up with. And even if it's not the best joke in the world, it will open up new opportunities and just get your mind thinking, and it's better than not having anything. So just give it a try. Anyway, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the gig that I did, I think 2 weeks ago. It was my first time getting up in a really long time, and all of it was new material. I think it went okay. It wasn't like my best gig ever, but I'm happy that I tried it, and I'm happy that I'm just going to continue working on these skills and working on writing. So I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And yeah, follow me on Instagram at Mayor of Easy Street. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, I can't wait to hear what you think. Bye. Hey. Yeah. So you might have noticed from my accent, I'm not from here. I'm from Australia. So do you guys want to know a really embarrassing thing that I thought because I'm a silly Australian? Okay, so I was in LA and I was like on holidays, and I went to the Martin Luther King Museum because I wanted to check it out. And I looked at the sign and it said Martin Luther King Jr. And I was like, Martin Luther King Jr.? I don't want to know about Martin Luther King Jr. That was it. Alright, so I'm Australian. I've been here for like, I guess 3 years, but I only moved to New York last year with my boyfriend, who's great. My boyfriend's originally from Long Island, and his name is Ray, but I call him Flo, because he's so progressive, It's really great. And yeah, it's been really great. Sorry. So yeah, my boyfriend, do you know what his favorite phrase is? Wow. It's from both of us, like whenever I get it, his parents a present, or like his grandparents or whatever, he's always just like, oh yeah, it's from both of us, Yeah, like, his grandma got a birthday present, it's from both of us. She got a Christmas present, it's from both of us. She got COVID, oh man, sorry grandma, Michelle really fucked up, Yeah, it's crazy. So we went to Miami at the end of last year, like before Christmas. It was really great. We had like a great time. And we went to the Everglades National Park, and it was so awesome. And Ray was like really good at spotting the alligators. He would be like, oh my god, there's an alligator. It's like behind the bushes. It's like kind of like if you squint and like tilt your head a little bit. Or he'd be like, oh my god, there's another alligator. It's like in the pond. It's like kind of covered in mud, but you can kind of see it. It looks like a log. Or like, oh my god, there's another alligator. It's like 50 yards away, but it's like drifting towards us. And then he just looks at me and goes, damn, it must really suck to have to wear glasses. Yeah. And I was like, it's really interesting that you're like so good at spotting these alligators that are like camouflaged and 50 yards away, but you can't spot your pants that you just decided to leave in the living room floor for the last 2 weeks. Yeah. Okay, so I have a bone to pick with Airbnbs. Yeah. Fuck Airbnbs. Remember when Airbnbs were like quaint and charming and cheap, and it was like $30, and you could rent out like a farmyard, and there would be like fresh honey and like cream in the fridge for you. Yeah, and now it's like, okay, you can sleep in my shoe cupboard for $180. You have to take out the trash, clean the sheets, and clean the dishes before you go, and there's a $70 cleaning fee. It's like, what the fuck? If I wanted to go somewhere and be reminded that this place is not a hotel, I would just go and stay with my mom for a few days. Thank you. Okay, so last thing, I'm working from home now, which is really great. I'm really like grateful that I get to work from home, because working in the office was so shit, right? Like my colleagues were slobs. They were like lazy, messy slobs, and it was disgusting. And I'm a neat freak, so I can't deal with that shit, right? So I used to always go into the office. I would go into the kitchen. There would be like dishes everywhere, like just open packets of chips everywhere, and I'd be like, fucking Megan never cleans up her plates, She's probably stealing office supplies as well. Yeah, it was very stressful. But now I've been living at home and working from home for the past 2 years. And then I realized, oh my god, I'm Megan. Why do I have all these staplers everywhere? Alright, that's my time. I'm Michelle.